Hey everyone, I've got a project here that's a long time coming. You may recall in the high power drill video, the television stand wardrobe thing that I'm using as a make-do paint booth. Well, at the same storage unit, they were also getting rid of this large entertainment center, which I thought, it really matches the walls. It was free, all I had to do was take it off their hands and get it home. And it's been sitting in here now for a couple months while I worked on everything else in the workshop. But so what it needs, it doesn't have glass in here, but I don't know if I really care about that. But it is missing the back. And what I want to use it for is a shelving unit, maybe to put all my spray paint in. So I'm going to have to make a middle shelf here. It's pretty wide. I think it's like 4 feet wide. So I've got to find a sheet of plywood that I still have, maybe a sheet of 3/4 if I've got it, that's 4 feet wide. But anyway, that's our project for today. I'm looking forward to getting this done and starting to use it because it's just been taking up space. So hey, let's get busy. I've got it all pulled out away from the wall. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure for the shelf. I could probably, here's a paint can here, it's a tall one. These are a little taller than the average paint can, so I could probably put 2 shelves in here. For now, I'm just going to focus on doing 1, because I don't know if I really want it. I want to have a lot of room. All right, so we want to be really careful. It's 68.5 across and 22.5 deep. So let's go cut that. Out of my leftover paneling, I've got this piece of 1/2 inch. I do have 1 sheet of 3/4 inch, but it's a full sheet. And so I'm gonna see if I can do the shelves with this. Okay, now we need 22.5. With a little luck, that's our shelf. Perfect fit. We're golden. All right, so let's figure out exactly how high we want this shelf to be. I think I'm going to put it about there. All right, let me get a tape measure. So what I'm going to use to hold it up is I'm going to use these, but I'm not going to put them that way. I'm going to use them as posts because there's not much to drill to here. This is very thin. This is like 1/4 inch here. So I don't want to put them like that. I want to put them actually from the bottom up, bracing it. So if that's the height of a paint can, I can get 2 out of this pretty easy. So let's 31 inches, let's go 15. Now 31 inches. Let's go 15. Well, can's 10. Kind of want to go higher than that. Let me see if I've got another 2x4. I think 20 would be better. So that's one. This will only give me one. This piece will give me that'll give me 2 at 19. I'll be right back. So we're going with 19. So I've cut a 19, and I'm going to use this as my sample to make sure all my pieces are the same. Alright, so we get our 5 feet. I think I'm going to want to put another one right there, just for balance a bit. And I have just enough 2x4 to do that. So let me just grab one of these guys. I'll be right back. So this will allow me to even put shelving up to raise the other cans, kind of like bar bottles. Let's put this in. This wood is pine. It's very soft too. All right, so that's it. I'm just going to put 2 screws on each one. Hold it in. These, I'll do screws at the top, possibly one at an angle. Same there. But pretty simple. Let me put those in and I will be back. The shelf is in. I tapped it in there and I got 1 and 1 in here. Same here. This middle seemed to just not be doing anything, so I put an extra 2. So that's step, and there's 1 behind this, and then I've got 1 there and 1 up there holding that in place. So yeah, shelf's done. So now I've got to see about cutting some Luan or 1/4 inch paneling for the back, and that's mostly because I don't want the paint cans falling. So you can see I've got pretty good visibility, 1, 2, and if necessary, even a 3rd shelf. Not that I have that much paint, but I've got a lot. So, all right, let me look at the paneling I've got and see about cutting that. right. I've measured twice. I don't want to wreck an entire sheet, but I've got it 70 inches across right here. It's in the way. Looks good. Let's bolt it in. Right there. Oh, we are right there. Really, really well done. All right, so I think I can pull this forward a little bit and use this to kind of balance it. I'll put a couple screws in. Put one in up here. Figure out where exactly that middle shelf is and go into that. Okay, back is in. All right, it doesn't quite go up all the way in the back, but that's okay. In case I put lights up there. I don't know why I would, but maybe, who knows. So yeah, we got our shelves in. Now, this came with doors that mount here. And I'm curious, maybe I will put the doors on. It'll certainly look nicer with the doors. But I still have to cut the backing, the 1/4 inch for these. And again, it's not going to go all the way up. I don't have it enough to go all the way, but I've got enough to go most of the way, just like that. All right, so let me do that. So it's in all the way down. I had forgotten that there was no backing there either. So I'm going to need to do 2 pieces for each one, but that's not a big deal. So let me get the other 2, these last 2 pieces. That's our last cuts. And then we can see if we can put the doors on and put some shelves in and start using it. To maximize usage of the 1/4 inch, I had to use 3 pieces. So I really used up a lot of my scrap. So next up, I'm gonna put these all back where they go in the corner here. And at least for now, I think that's where it's gonna go. And see how it all works. It's in place. I've got these shelves for the side cabinets. Let's put them in. Let's look at these doors and see what was going on. Why were they removed? And how were they attached? Pretty expensive hinges, honestly. Look at these hinges. I think I'm going to put these doors back on. They're probably stripped out. But these are really interesting hinges because they actually lock in position. And then when you pull the door, it unlocks it. So they look like they were stripped out, but I am pretty sure these screws I've been using will work. They're not, are these countersunk? They don't look like they're countersunk, but let me give it a shot. I'm gonna put one on and see how it works. I gotta figure out which is up and which is down, if it matters. Well, whichever way it lines up, that's the way it'll go. I'll be back. Okay, both doors are on. Let's see. Interesting, the magnets don't really grab it. But, that being said, what's going on there? Well, bizarre, but magnets don't do much. This board is split, but I kind of like it with the doors on it. I'm going to leave it like that. They are crooked. Whoa! Why would that be? Oh, because they go, oh, I see. Oh, I see. All right, that's a little different. So that's how they go. Not bad. That's a pretty fancy spray paint cabinet. Hey everyone, just a brief interruption here. If you're enjoying this content and you'd like to support my channel, and especially if you like cats, I've written a series of chapter books for ages 8 and up, fully illustrated, called Flea Biscuit and Friends. The first book in the series is Flea Biscuit Finds a Home, followed by Flea Biscuit Summer Vacation, and finally, Flea Biscuit's Magic Christmas. They're available at all local booksellers as well as on Amazon.com. I will post a link in the video description. And hey, that's my pitch. Back to the video. Hey everyone, it's the next day and I thought about it overnight and I've decided that I'm going to stain this. No real reason since it's basically going to be used to hold spray paint and things like that. But I just thought I could make it look a little bit better, but I also thought it would be a learning opportunity for a lot of people. So this is an interesting color. Some of this has some clear urethane on it, but most of it does not. And it's an interesting color, and I believe it's made to look like aged pine, right? So how do you do that? Well, I'm going to show you a brief clip from the inside of a cabin that I did. So Tyrone and I paneled this entire thing with pine, and I wanted it to look like it had been there for a long time, 50, 60 years. And many years ago, probably 20, 25 years ago, an old timer told me that because I was doing a project and I wanted the pine to look aged, and he said, oh, you can make it look aged if you use amber shellac. Now, this is somewhat unusual. A lot of people don't use it. Most people use stain, like maybe somebody would think this is some type of honey oak, but it's not. That orangey color, you're not going to get that. I don't know what color that would be of a urethane stain. No idea. But this, I'll bring it up close so you can see it, is very likely going to do it. It's not as red as you might think, but we're going to see. I'm going to give it a shot. It'll look better than this. It may not be an exact on that because I'm not sure what they use. But this, ironically, so the cabin that I did, this is left over. So this has been sitting for years, but it's still good, still feels good. Shellac actually gets the color, amber shellac gets the color from bug secretions, a lac bug, I believe it's called. That's where it gets the color. So hey, let's give it a shot, see if it works. So this is the example of what I'm talking about with amber shellac. I apologize, the lighting isn't very good in here. I've got all antique lighting. But you see this pine, these boards, they've only been there a couple years. But that amber yellowish look, like they've been here for 50 years, can be duplicated with amber shellac. So that's what we're going to use. Here's a good close-up. All right, we are stirred, and I'll show you. It's yeah. I don't recall it quite looking like this. This may be old, but we'll see. I'm very curious to see if it will match. Let's do this first. And I think it's going to be a pretty close match. It may be the type of thing that requires 2 coats, and I don't know if I have enough to do 2 coats. Let's get a close-up. If you can see that, can you see it? Not really. So yeah, see that? Pretty wild, huh? All right, I'm gonna do this section here, and I'll be back. It's kind of looking like this 1/4-inch paneling is going to require 2 coats to match, whereas the plywood, it pretty much immediately went to the correct color. I'm hoping I have enough of this. I don't know if a half a quart's going to be enough. I don't think so. But you can actually find this at Lowe's sometimes. If not, you can buy it on Amazon. You can see it's pretty close. Needs a second coat. It's quite clearly, I mean, it looks much worse on camera. And looking at the screen, I don't know if it will really look like that. It's a pretty even coat, but on camera it does not look even at all. Nor does the top. It's funny. It just looks interesting, like it's wet all over. But I want to see how this takes it. This is the right type of wood. I know this is pine. This is birch, so it's not necessarily going to take it the same. Like urethane, it depends what type of wood you're using, but I believe these are pine 2x4s that I used, and I think that's going to be a real close match. Yeah, that's very, very close. All right, I'm going to continue. I'll be back. All right. I had just enough to do 1 coat, and I think I can do a second coat on this panel here so we can at least get a look at what a second coat will look like. But this stuff, it's not cheap. It's like $30 a quart, and I don't know. I don't think I'll be buying a quart just for this thing. I'm going to try to get this main panel here with a second coat, and we'll see. That should bring it a lot closer. But again, as I said, this is pine, and this stuff I added is birch, so not going to be an exact match. But a second coat will definitely even out the finish. Not fully dry yet, but what are you gonna do? The wood's got a rough spot right there that, were I building cabinets, I would have sanded that. It's a lot closer. A lot closer. All right, I do have just enough. I get just a little bit in there. I may have enough to do another coat on that as well. Well, there you have it. Amber shellac. I know, see, the light is reflecting and making it look like I can see it right here. Looks like I missed it. It's just where it got absorbed more. Yeah, it still looks like that. Still looks like I missed it. So I don't think it's going to make much of a difference how much I put on there. It's going to look the same. But I got a few drops. So I'm going to put a second coat on that. I'll be back. Alright. And with that, I am officially out. So I'm going to let it dry. It'll look different once it's fully dry. But yeah, let's give it a day and see what it looks like. It's so funny because in the camera it looks like such an uneven finish. But when you get up closer, it actually looks pretty normal. I guess different light. But it's a spray paint cabinet, so those of you who are bemoaning the fact that I just used what was left over on this can, I didn't take it very seriously. This is shelving for work. That's all. It does look better though. It was worth doing, but you can see the difference between one coat and two coats. Much darker. I only gave one coat to the insides of these, but it looks much better than it did. All right, well, once it's dry, I'll be back. So I'm gonna fix this door. It's pretty easy to do. It's obviously separated, and all we really need to do is take some wood glue, and I'm actually gonna brush it on both sides. back together. Looks like this side's already been glued before. We're not done. We gotta put some glue over here too, because it's been broken there. Yeah, that should be good to go. Just let that dry for a few hours and it'll be done. It'll really set faster than that. So I'm just gonna go over it with a wet paper towel, and then that'll take care of any other excess and we're done. All right, it's been several hours. We're good. And yeah, we've got the paint in there. Let me back up the camera a bit and show you. I did add a light. Not that I think I'd ever need it, but because I have the light sitting around, it came from an estate sale or something like that. All right, that's it. This was a great project. I love recycling old furniture, old jukeboxes, phonographs, electronics, power tools, anything like that, and making it useful again. I hate to see things get thrown away, and I hate to see things go to waste unnecessarily. And this was a great example of that. I took basically a free entertainment center that was about to be left outside in Florida in the summer. If you leave furniture like this outside, that's the end of it. It'll be rained on and it'll be junk within a day. So I got it for free. I had the wood for the shelves, so that didn't cost me anything. I had the amber shellac, so that didn't cost anything. This whole job basically cost me what? A paintbrush? That's about it. And look at what I got. I mean, I've got all my paints here. Those who are familiar know all this is hammered paint. Some of this is hammered as well, including a rare can of Verde Green, which everybody's looking for this stuff. They don't make it anymore. I've got one full can, and I'm saving it for a special project, which we'll see in the future. Well, let's close the doors and see how it looks. Not bad. It looks great. So hey, if you enjoyed this content, or if you enjoyed some content I've done previously, and you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do. It helps me, it helps the channel grow, it helps me make more content like this. And you know, if you want to do something like this, these entertainment centers really don't have much value on the market. But they make great back bars, they make great bookcases, bookshelves. You can customize these things. It's still very good furniture, and most of it's really heavy duty. If it's particle board, unless it's free and you're just going to trash it, don't touch those. So this was pine, not a really heavy wood, but still it was real solid wood, so it was really easy to work with, and it's going to last a long time like this, even in a garage. So you can do it. All you have to do is go out, get busy. Take care.